The year is 2011. Gerard Deulofeu is tearing up Barcelona B, and everyone is calling him the next Messi. Millions of loans elapse. The kid is bounced around Europe time and time again, until finally, January 2023, Deulofeu suffers a career-ending injury. And the timing couldn't be worse. Watching Deulofeu right now is like watching someone who should be at their peak instead fighting just to walk properly. This is like watching your save file get corrupted right when you're about to beat the final boss. The man who once seemed to defy physics on the pitch now describes his condition as almost beyond biology. Sidelined for years, the 31-year-old calls this torture and fears it's more of a disability than an injury. That is insane. I don't think I've ever seen a career trajectory quite like this. More and more wonder kids burn out early, but this is different. Deulofeu actually made it. He actually figured it out. And then his body just said no. So when I actually hear him say he might never play again, I think, oh man, this story is absolutely heartbreaking. That being said, his career was wild. I think a lot of my interest in Deulofeu actually stemmed from how chaotic his journey was. I never knew what crazy stuff would happen next. One season he's at Everton, the next he's in Italy, then back to Barcelona, then Watford. This dude collected clubs like Pokemon cards. Deulofeu joined Barcelona's academy at 9 years old. Immediately, everyone lost their minds. This wasn't just another La Masia kid. This was supposedly the biggest jewel since Messi himself. His stats at Barcelona B were genuinely ridiculous. 27 goals in 68 games for a winger. The 2012-13 season, he scored 18 goals. As a winger in the second division, Barcelona gave him a professional contract, and suddenly the path to the first team looked guaranteed. Here's the thing about being called the new Messi. It's terrible. Deulofeu himself said the comparison was more harmful than beneficial. Imagine being 18, and every time you don't dribble past 5 players, people are disappointed. I found out that being called the new Messi when I was young wasn't the best thing, he said. What was obvious was that they, the first-team stars, could handle the pressure. I couldn't. Every touch had to be magic. Every game had to be special. The pressure made him hold the ball too long, try too hard, overthink everything. The talent that made him special became the thing holding him back. 2013, Barcelona loans him to Everton. Roberto Martinez calls him a real diamond of Spanish football. He scores on debut, provides late equalizer against Arsenal. Everyone thinks this kid is the real deal. But here's the thing, even when he was good, he had issues. Prone to over-elaboration, inconsistent end product, terrible defensive work. Ronald Koeman comes in and basically says, this dude needs to run more. Playing time disappears. By January 2017, he's off to Milan on loan. But wait, we need to go back. 2014-15 season. Sevilla loan. Absolute disaster. Unai Emery delivers one of the most brutal manager quotes ever. Deulofeu has incredible qualities but also a lot of deficits. He isn't mature enough yet and needs spirit of sacrifice. Marca literally puts him in their worst team of the season. Then Milan happens. Happiest months of my life, he calls it. 4 goals, 3 assists in 17 games. Gets recalled to Spain national team. Suddenly he's good again. It's almost like different managers get different results. Crazy how that works. Summer 2017. Here we go. Barcelona triggers the buyback clause. Neymar just left for PSG. This is it. This is Deulofeu's moment. It was not his moment. 17 appearances, 2 goals. By January, he's loaned to Watford. Much of the blame is mine, he admits later. I was not consistent enough. But he also hints at problems. Barca promised me something that they didn't keep. The dream return becomes nightmare exit. Watford signs him permanently for 11.5 million. And something weird happens. He's actually good, really good. 2018-19 season. 10 goals, 5 assists in 30 games. Hat-trick against Cardiff. Javi Gracia plays him as second striker with Troy Deeney. It works. For the first time in his career, he has stability, confidence, and a defined role. Turns out that's all he needed. Who could have predicted this? Watford gets relegated. Deulofeu goes to Udinese. First season hampered by knee problems. Then 2021-22 happens. Best season of his career. 13 goals, 5 assists in 34 games. At 28 years old, he's finally the player everyone thought he'd become at 18. The entire team is built around him. He's thriving. Antonio Conte's Tottenham is interested. He's about to get his big move. He's at his absolute peak. And then, but first a prelude. February 2020, playing for Watford. He tears his cruciate ligament, a major injury, but one player's come back from. It was a warning shot. Fast forward to November 12, 2022, playing for Udinese against Napoli. A non-contact knee injury. It's his second ACL tear. But wait, it gets worse. January 22nd, 2023. He returns against Sampdoria, plays 12 minutes. Later admits he played with a ruptured cruciate. Late January, surgery to fix the knee. Then the nightmare really begins. Post-operative septic arthritis, cartilage infection. This happens to 0.14% of ACL surgeries. Doctors call it disastrous. The infection destroys cartilage, causes massive scarring, often requires removing the graft, significantly lowers chance of ever playing again. I've been battling for 2 years against this thing that's almost beyond biology, he says. The bones hurt because they rub together. For me, it's torture. This is more of a disability rather than an injury. I've accepted the idea that I may never recover. This wasn't just bad luck. Previous knee injury weakened the joint. Playing on a ruptured ligament was insane. Then the infection, 1 in 1,000 chance. Everything that could go wrong did. January 2025, mutual contract termination with Udinese. The club supports him through everything. If I do play again one day, he promises, it will be for this club and for these people who have always helped me. June 2024. A video surfaces. Deulofeu on a treadmill. First time running in 18 months. He says he can't describe in words what it means. The story of Gerard Deulofeu is absolutely tragic. A kid crushed by impossible expectations. A nomad searching for home across 4 countries. A late bloomer who finally figured it out. And a fallen hero struck down at his peak. His career is a monument to unfulfilled potential, but also proof that sometimes the game just isn't fair. Oh man, I forgot about FIFA career mode. He was insane in FIFA 14.